Hi, and welcome to the 21st video in our Cybersecurity Lab for Beginners series. We've looked at a bunch of different things in this series, and in the last video, we started to take a look at Action1, which is a cloud patch management solution, which offers a pretty good free option. And again, this video is not sponsored by Action1 at all. This is just something that I think is very helpful for home labbers and anyone that is interested in learning IT or cybersecurity, as it is a good tool to practice patch management, and also being able to deploy software remotely is very, very handy. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we can actually deploy software remotely to a computer. In this case, we're going to be using the Edge browser, and we're going to be pushing it directly to our VirtualBox host, which is the same machine that our Edge browser that we're using is located, but that's all right. So there are a few different ways that we can actually deploy software through Action1. I'm going to show you guys the different ways and which way I actually prefer to deploy it, just because it makes it a little bit easier. So the first way that you can actually do it is coming into the endpoints, and then you would select your endpoint, and then you can click on deploy software. That is a very valid solution, and you can definitely do it that way. When we click there, you do have to go and find your software package though at that point. So if you don't necessarily know what you're looking for, or you don't know what's available, this option is kind of hard. And it's very similar if you go to installed software and then hit deploy software, it still prompts you for what package you want to install. Now, if we actually come on the left-hand side here and scroll down, you're going to see an option for software repository. Now, this is actually really, really handy because this is also the spot where you can also add your own software to be able to be installed remotely by Action1. Now, this takes a little bit more work. We won't be covering this in this video, but if you do want to see how we can add another piece of software to be able to install that remotely, please let me know in the comments down below. We could definitely make a video on that. But what's really helpful about this screen is this is where you're going to see all the different packages that are available to you to install and deploy remotely to those computers here. So we have quite a bit of software here. We have 309. It'll probably be 308 for you guys because I do believe that I think I still have my test repository in here. But as you can see, you can install Docker Desktop, a bunch of different Dell softwares, Blender, Amazon Corretto, a bunch of the Adobe software is also on here as well. The .NET runtimes, the .NET SDKs, Google Chrome, Git, Foxit, FileZilla, 40 client VPN, Dropbox. As you can tell, the list is definitely quite long. Firefox teams, whether it be the new teams or the old teams, Azure CLI, and we can just keep going through the list here. Notepad++, OBS Studio. So the software definitely goes on quite long here. We have Visual Studio Code. We also have some Windows 11 feature updates, Windows app for the Mac OS, WinRAR, WinZip, Wireshark for Mac OS. So there are quite a large amount, and you can also do a good search here as well. So we have Dropbox here as an example, and we can see standalone installer. Only 32-bit version is available, which works on 64-bit machines as well. And here you can actually just say deploy to endpoints, or check the box and deploy to endpoints, or even uninstall something from your machines as well. So here, if we actually go in the search box down here, and we just search up Dropbox, if it wants to let me search. So Dropbox, as we can see, we don't have the application actually installed on this VirtualBox host for Dropbox. So if we go deploy to endpoints, you are going to see it automatically selects that Dropbox for us. And then it also has reboot options here. So you can choose to not reboot automatically reboot if required. And if it is required to reboot, we can actually show a message to the user, and then you could have a message timeout as well. And of course, you can use this here as well to also kind of see what that automatic reboot will do. So once we actually have all that selected, we can click on next step here and then click on add endpoint. And we could go ahead and say endpoint group. We can say all, or we can go to individual endpoints and just select our actual endpoint here. And we can see that it will be deployed now to that VirtualBox host endpoint. And we can then click on next step. Very similar to the update here, it's going to ask us when we want to actually do that. So we can actually run it once and run now. So let's go ahead and let's click on finish here. And it will actually show us that it's waiting for the endpoint to run the action. And now it is starting the action. We can see that it is running. So here we can even also see that it is downloading the installation package for Dropbox. So we're going to let this go. It doesn't take too long, and we're going to come back once it's all installed, and we're going to double check to make sure that it is actually installed on our PC, and we will check that out. All right, so the download is done here, and we can actually see now it's actually installing Dropbox. So you're going to see that it actually auto updates this screen as well. You don't have to hit this refresh button either. It will just automatically update itself with all the different steps that it goes through. All right, and here we can see it successfully installed Dropbox with a status of success here. So here we can actually go back up here and go to installed software. And actually, if we go into dashboard and we hit refresh here, we will see that 16 installed software is now 17. And we will also see installed software. We also see Dropbox here. And let's just go down here into our search box. And let's just look up Dropbox here once again. If it will want to actually do the search. If not, we might just go into the control panel or settings. And then go into apps, installed apps. And here we should be able to see, there it is. There's Dropbox. And we have today's date, which is January 11th of 2026. So that is awesome. So we can actually confirm that it has actually installed on our VirtualBox host. And we deployed all that through Action1 with the cloud platform. So again, this is not something that you're hosting. And what's nice is you get those 200 endpoints completely for free, and you get to practice deploying software to machines that you are managing. So if you have parents that might not necessarily be the best with technology, if you actually onboard their computers, you can actually fully manage their computers. If they need something installed, you can go ahead and deploy that software, even if it's not the software that is already pre-configured with Action1. Like I've showed you earlier, with software repository, you can add to a repository, and this will let you add different software. So if we just quickly click on that here, and we just put in a bunch of test information here. I just want to show you guys what that kind of looks like, and we can add version here. So we can do version 1 and then just do, again, a bunch of different tests. And you get to say what operating system it's meant for, and then hit save. And then if we go into installation, this is where you would actually put those installation files here. So you'd put your 32-bit version in the x86, the x64, that will be your 64-bit version. And then here it says no x64-bit version, use the x86, which is the 32-bit version instead if available. And then the ARM64 for the ARM processors. Also, if you have a script or exe, or if it's an MSI. And then you also have your silent install switches as well, and the success codes and the reboot code. So you might have to do a little bit of research to find those for the software that's not already pre-configured. But again, this will easily help you manage the computers of people remotely very, very easily if they need something installed, if they want something uninstalled. Action1 is definitely a really, really good platform, and it's completely free for up to 200 endpoints. So that will cover all your home lab, all of your own computers that if you want to manage, and also maybe your family members' computers as well. So you can easily help them even if they are not with you and they are just connected. As long as they're connected to the internet, you'll be able to see them. So that is the beauty in Action1. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see anything specific for cybersecurity videos or any other PowerShell videos as well, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to get to every single one of those. So I think that every single one of those can benefit the community and the channel as well. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when that next video comes out, and I will see you guys on the next video.